another episode of Hitch-Hikers Guide to the League. It's good to be back. Episode 4, the NBA Finals. It's that time of year, guys. The finals are here. And you probably know it's Mavericks versus the Celtics. Right now it is June 11th, Tuesday, and the Celtics are up 2-0. So, I couldn't get an episode in before the finals, but we're here now. And make sure you guys, you can watch on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and you can follow me on Instagram. I got an account for the podcast, and my regular account if you want to. Drop a follow, you feel me? Alright, today I'm talking about games 1 and 2 of the NBA Finals. And then I'm gonna do like a little short preview of the conference finals, quick preview, and then I'm gonna dive in to the finals. All right, I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit shorter because episode 3 was pretty long. It was almost 40 minutes, and it didn't do so good views wise. So maybe the algorithm wants me to keep it shorter, so I'll try that. I want to shout out my cousin Thomas. If you're watching this, I hope you're doing better, man. Get well soon. All right. So, first we're starting with the Mavericks. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in 5 games to advance to the finals. Obviously, they won 4-1. It is the 3rd finals appearance for the Dallas Mavericks, 2006, 2011, and 2024. In the conference finals, against the Timberwolves, the number 1 defense in the NBA, Luka averaged 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. That's a pretty good stat line against the number 1 defense. On 47% field goal shooting, 43% three-point shooting, and 85% free throw shooting. So those are pretty good numbers, 47, 43, 85. Pretty good splits for averaging 32 against the number 1 D. He averaged 2.2 steals against the Timberwolves. That's pretty high for Luka. I mean, I don't know if it was like career steals numbers, but it's definitely not 2. That's really good. And the Timberwolves did look a little inexperienced out there at times. Mike Conley was out for a few games, and he's like obviously their main facilitator, so that could have attributed to Luka's increased steal numbers, but that's impressive for him. Kyrie averaged 27, 5, and 4 on 49% field goal shooting, 38 from 3, and 80 from the free throw line. He had a plus-minus of 7.6, which was the highest on the team. Kyrie was going crazy. He had a couple banger games. Looking like vintage Kyrie out there. I was talking about it last episode. Love to see Kyrie back out hooping on the highest stage. It's been a while. 2017 was the last time he hooped in the conference finals. 2016 was the last time he played in the finals. So it's been a long time coming for Kyrie. He's got to figure some stuff out, dude. He's got to figure it out, man. He's been cold as hell these first 2 games. I'll get more into that later. Notable performers, obviously, for the Mavs. Their role players were really good. P.J. Washington had 12 points per game, 5 rebounds. Only 25% from 3, which is slightly disappointing because he was lighting it up in the previous rounds. But he didn't miss a free throw. He was 100% from the free throw line. He had some very clutch free throws throughout the playoffs, not just last series. Gafford averaged 11 and 7 rebounds, 2.6 blocks per game for Gafford, on 75% field goal percentage. Extremely efficient. Gafford just gets the job done, man. He was played really well. Lively, 10 points, 8 rebounds per game, 2.5 offensive rebounds per game. Lively is a very good offensive rebounder, and that is a super valuable thing in the NBA because offensive rebounds lead to 3-pointers the majority of the time. Like, very often you see a offensive rebound, kick out, bang. Celtics do that shit all the time. It annoys the hell out of me. They're really good at offensive rebounding. And for the Eastern side, the Celtics beat the Pacers 4-0. I don't think many people were surprised about that. I was disappointed the Pacers didn't at least get one game. It was a super close series. Games 1, 3, and 4 were all within 5 points. That's a super close margin of defeat. And Pacers had more assists and more rebounds per game than the Celtics. But obviously, if you're not scoring or playing defense, it's not going to matter. Tatum had 30, 10, and 6, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists a game against the Pacers in 4 games. 46% from field goal, 30% from 3, 78 from the line. Pretty good, pretty solid numbers for Tatum, but pretty weak defense. So, yeah, no, good for him, though. But JB got Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He averaged 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists on 51% shooting, 37 from 3, and 65 from the line. His free throws, he's got to work on that. Not great. But he had 2 steals a game and 1 block a game. He was absolutely clamping. And he hit that game-tying 3 in Game 1 to send it to OT. And then JT took over from there. That was sick. Jaylen Brown's been looking fantastic of late. And then Drew had 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists a game. Derek White had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. But Derek White had 2 steals a game and 2.3 blocks a game. 2.3 blocks as a 6'3", 6'4" guard is nuts. He is the best shot-blocking guard in the NBA right now. And I don't think there's really a question about it. I don't know, like, Jaylen Brown's also really good, but, like, I'm giving it to Derek White. He is a defensive master. And then Horford had 13 points per game, and Kristaps Porzingis did not play. All right, now we're into the finals. Finals Game 1 in Boston. The stage is set, and the Celtics kind of just dominated Game 1. They won 107-89. Kristaps Porzingis' first game back, and he did not miss a beat. He came out there. What did he have? He had 20 points and 6 rebounds in 20 minutes. And then add in 3 blocks. Like, dude just got out there and started hooping like he was never injured. Like, that's lethal for the Mavericks. But some news dropped earlier today. I'll get into that later. KP might be out. He might. We'll see. All right. Game 1, JB had 22, 6, and 2. He was 7 for 12 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. Pretty good numbers. But he had 3 steals and 3 blocks. 3 steals and 3 blocks is nuts. If you watched the game, you could tell he was out for blood. Like, he was clearly clamping. He was playing defense with a passion. Like, he was trying to accomplish something out there. And he really did. He had very timely stops, very timely blocks and steals. He was fantastic in Game 1. Same thing can't necessarily be said about Tatum. He had 16, 11, and 5. 6 for 16 from the field and 3 for 7 from 3. Not horrible, but JB definitely looked like the number 1 option and a better defender. So I think that Eastern Conference Finals MVP was deserved for JB. Good for him. Love to see it. I don't hate JB. I just don't fuck with Tatum. Sorry. Frick with Tatum. He's just annoying. I don't know. Like, it's just fun to hate on him, too. I think a lot of people could agree with me. And then Horford had 10, Derek White had 15, Drew had 12, and Sam Hauser had 8. So the Celtics won Game 1, 107-89 in Boston. Pretty handily. Continuing on Game 1. Sorry, I forgot to talk about the Mavs. Luka had 30 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. 1 assist for Luka Doncic. That is very rare, very uncharacteristic. He shot 12 for 26 from the field, not horrible. 4 for 12 from 3, and then 2 for 5 from the line. Kyrie, man, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 32% from the field, 6 for 19. Come on, Kyrie, bro. You got to pick it up, man. All right. 0 for 5 from 3 as well. Jeez, Kai. Let's go. 3 turnovers. Could be worse. PJ, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 for 11 from the field. Sorry, 0 for 3 from 3. PJ Washington has to hit his threes. The Mavs role players have to knock down threes if the Mavs want to win games, and that did not happen in Game 1, and they had no chance of winning. So hopefully it gets better in Dallas. We'll see. Jaden Hardy at 13, which is surprising. Jaden Hardy. A lot of it was in garbage time, so not really sure how valid it is. Gafford at 8, Lively at 2. Boston outscored the Mavs 37-20 in the first quarter. Kind of just routed their way through. Got off on a hot start. KP was cooking. He had a bunch of just little middies no one could contest. I mean, it's kind of hard to contest. He's 7-3. The Mavs actually outscored the Celtics by 3 points in the second half. They came back. They made a push in the third quarter, cut it to 9. But then the Celtics, they just pulled away. There's nothing Mavs could have done. No one was hitting shots. Kyrie wasn't hitting shots, and they cleared the benches at the end. It got to a blowout type. So yeah, Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser, and I think Luke Cornett. If Luke Cornett's on the court, the game's over. Celtics took away the Mavs' bread and butter in Game 1. If you've been watching the Mavs at all this postseason, you could tell just from the eye test, the alley-oops, they are OD with the alley-oops. They have 54 alley-oops in the first 3 rounds. 54. The next closest team, I think, was 11. Something like that. Insane alley-oop numbers. Luka Doncic drives in the paint, alley-oop to Lively, Gafford, or DJJ. They're all extremely good lob threats. Kyrie, same thing, getting into the paint, lobbies. It was dope. Dope to watch. Super fun to watch. And then also corner threes. The Mavs were huge on corner threes. And they did not hit any in Game 1. The Celtics completely shut off the corner threes. They only shot 2 actual corner threes. One of them, Kyrie had a fadeaway corner 3 that hit the side of the backboard, so that doesn't count. So they only shot 2 corner threes and made 0 of them. So Celtics clamped on what the Mavs capitalize on usually. So Celtics had a really good game plan. Defense played fantastic. So Luka only had 1 assist, which is very uncharacteristic of him. He averaged, I believe, 9 in the regular season. He's been averaging probably around 9 in the playoffs as well. One of the best passers. Arguably best passer. Most people put Jokic above Luka right now. But no, Luka's a fantastic passer. But the Celtics, they shut it off. They turned off the water in Game 1. And PJ Washington leads the playoffs in corner threes and had 0 in Game 1. Just adding on to that corner 3 part. And the Celtics won by 18 points. So then the Celtics went up 1-0. All right, on to Game 2. The Celtics won 105-98. Now this game was much more entertaining, much closer. Still not extremely close. Could have been a lot closer. But let's see. Celtics took a commanding 2-0 lead at home. The Mavs came out hot. The Mavs came out very hot. They got up to a 7-point lead in the first quarter, but that quickly evaporated. Kind of back and forth in the second quarter, and then the Celtics started pulling away at the end of the second and ended the half up by 3. Still a very close game. Into the second half, Celtics started cooking. Mavs were just fighting to get air, any bucket. Kyrie couldn't get a bucket. It felt like Luka was doing everything. He could actually dish the rock this time. He ended the game with 11 assists and 32 points, I believe. And he looked better than Game 1, but the rest of the team looked the exact same. It was very stagnant. In the third quarter, it was a 6-point game at the end of the third quarter, and then Peyton Pritchard hit a half-court shot to go up by 9. A half-court buzzer beater. Bang. Go up by 9 into the fourth quarter. Massive shot for the Celtics. Absolutely killer for the Mavs' momentum. And extended the lead to 9. So that hurt a lot for the Mavs. Do y'all remember in the 22 finals when Jordan Poole hit the low pull up, half court, bang, against the Celtics? That was dope. That reminded me of that. Someone shouted that out when I was watching the other day. I think it was TC. I think he said that. Maybe Chuck B. I don't remember. It's probably I think it was Chuck B. And then C's up 9 going into the fourth. Kept their lead into the fourth. Kept building on it. But the Mavs really made a push. They tried their hardest. And they made it a 5-point game with less than a minute left in the game. And if y'all were watching, it was a very controversial call. P.J. Washington gets a fast break. He's going up for the dunk. Jaylen Brown's behind him. Derek White on the other side of him. He goes up. Boom. Double block. Like, they both get a hand on the ball. Derek White pokes from behind, and Jaylen Brown, hits it again. It was dope. It looked really clean in real time, but then they went back in replay, and they showed Jaylen Brown pushing his back, which is a foul. So they could have called it, gave P.J. Washington 2 free throws, and he had not missed a free throw yet in the game. So that would have made it a 3-point game with 50 seconds. That's a whole nother story. And then, after that block, it kind of just ended. The C's just wasted the clock. The Mavs, they didn't even foul. Celtics got another bucket, and then I think they missed a shot, and the Celtics got the ball back and just dribbled it out. So it ended pretty quickly after that. But that sucked. I don't know if you guys can tell yet. I'm rooting for the Mavericks. It's pretty obvious by now. The Mavs shot 47.5% from the field in Game 2, 23% from 3. Neither team could shoot threes very well. And then the Mavs' fatal flaw, 67% from the line. They have been the worst free throw shooting team in the playoffs, and they are continuing to show why. And that it's terrible. Obviously, it's a free throw. You got to just hit your damn free throws, dude. Celtics shot 45 from the field compared to the Mavs 47, but they shot 25 from 3 and 95% from the free throw line. That was the kicker. If the Mavs hit all their free throws, or at least most of them, 95%, whole nother story. Mavs very easily could have won that game, but they did not. And yeah, the Mavs went 16 for 24. Okay, they missed 8 free throws, and the Celtics went 19 for 20 and only missed 1. So that's 8 points they missed out on, and they lost by 7. Do that math, it's a whole other game if they hit their damn free throws. All right, J-Kid, get him in the gym. 500 free throws a day. Luka in Game 2 had 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists. Another triple-double. I think this is 7th triple-double of the postseason. I'm not sure where he ranks on the all-time triple-double list for the postseason, but probably pretty high, I'm assuming. Probably up there with LeBron James and Magic Johnson up there somewhere. He shot 12 for 21 from the field, 4 for 9 from 3, and 4 for 8 from free throws. Dude, how do you shoot 12 for 21 from the field? He was hitting crazy step backs and everything. You can't hit free throws, dude. Come on. The whole Mavs team got to hit their free throws. But Luka had 4 steals, calling back to him averaging 2.2 in the Western Conference Finals. He gets those tricky steals. There was one possession where KP posted him up, Luka wraps behind, pokes it out, leading to a transition possession. So those are super valuable. But he had 8 turnovers. That is unacceptable in the NBA Finals. 8 turnovers. I mean, he had 11 assists, but 11 to 8 assist to turnover ratio, not very good. He's got to work on that. There was a couple, like, wasn't necessarily his fault, but he was also getting hounded by Drew, JB, and Derek White. Like, it's just tough. Just insane 3-guard lineup. Insanely defensive 3-guard lineup. Like, yeah, that's hell for any NBA player ever. So you can't really get super mad at Luka for the 8 turnovers. Celtics defense is insane. But he did look more like himself in Game 2. He was hitting the regular step backs and fadeaways that he usually does. His patented fadeaway. He had a tough fadeaway in the third quarter. I believe it was on Drew or Derek White. I don't remember, but he, boom, fade, like, created so much space. It was just so pretty. Love to see that stuff. And he was actually facilitating. He had a couple sick behind-the-back passes. He had the one, I don't remember who it was to, but he, like, goes up. There's, like, a dude behind him. He goes behind his back, probably to Derek Jones, dunks it home. And he had another one where he's drives into the paint, draws, like, 3 defenders, behind-the-back pass out to Dante Exum, hits the 3. That was dope. He's got to find creative ways to get passes around the Celtics D, man. They're just suffocating. Pause. All right, and then he got blown by on defense. Like, he's averaging a lot of steals, but if you watch it, he's getting blown by. He clearly looks slower on defense, and he is definitely hampered by injuries. He's got, like, a weird, like, chest contusion, or I don't even know exactly what it is. His knee's been bothering him all playoffs. Bro's just banged up. And he clearly just cannot keep up on defense. So that's Celtics' bread and butter, dude, is driving and kicking. When they have that 5-wide lineup and Luka Doncic is guarding the ball handler, it almost ends in a 3-pointer every time. Say Drew Holiday, guarded by Luka Doncic, drive past, blows by, kick out, swing it across. There's 5 dudes on the court that can snipe a 3. So Celtics are lethal with that, especially when Luka's getting blown by. He's got to fix that, but we'll see. We'll see if that improves just because of his health. I don't know. Hopefully it does. But then Kyrie had 16 points, 2 rebounds, and 6 assists. He was 7 for 18 from the field and 0 for 3 from 3. Kyrie, they're just 2 low-key stinkers. Like, I don't want to say Luka needs help because I love Kyrie, but, like, he's got to pick it up. I saw this tweet earlier. I want to share it with you guys. I sent it to my brother and Cole. Shout out Cole. LeBron Al-Gaib's goated group chat. Kyrie Irving in games 1 and 2 of the 2016 finals, 19 points per game on 37% shooting. That's eerily similar to what he's shooting right now. I believe he's averaging 14 points per game on similar shooting percentage. But then Kyrie Irving in games 3 and 4 of the 2016 finals, 35.5 points per game and 52% from the field. So, Kyrie's turned it on before. Obviously, we saw what he did at the end of the series in 2016. Him and Bron had the 241 pieces. Beautiful basketball. So we'll see if Kyrie can kind of turn it on and help Luka out a little bit. Gonna need that, especially at home. Like, yeah. PJ Washington had 17, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. 6 for 13 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and then 4 for 4 from the line. So if they called that foul on that fast break dunk at the end, he was 4 for 4 in the game. So probably would have hit those 2, made it a 3-point game. But No, that's behind us. Oh, well. Can't change it. Gafford had 13 points, 9 rebounds, no assists, 6 for 9 from the field, and 1 for 4 from the line. Really high field goal percentage, but really low free throw percentage. Very common theme from the Mavericks. Derrick Jones Jr., 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 for 7 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. So nobody can hit a 3 except Luka. How many threes did Luka have? He had 4 threes, 4 for 9. That's pretty good. All right, for the Celtics, Drew. Drew was the star of the show for this game. 26 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 11 for 14 from the field. He was getting whatever he wanted. He had so many open layups, uncontested, just unacceptable. And 2 for 4 from 3. He had 4 offensive rebounds as well. As I mentioned earlier, the Celtics are very good at offensive rebounding, and that is crucial to stop. Like, offensive rebound, kick out. You got 4 dudes that can snipe a 3. You have to box out. You cannot let the guards, especially, because the Celtics guards are insane at rebounding, so it's tough. And then he had 1 block and 1 steal. Played fantastic defense all game. Drew has looked great this series. JB had 21 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 8 for 15 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, 4 for 4 from the line. He had 3 steals, keeping up that defensive pressure. 2 offensive rebounds, but he had 6 turnovers. 7 assists and 6 turnovers. Not great. But I think he made up for it on the defensive end. JT ended with 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. So this is a interesting stat line from JT. 6 for 22 from the field. Not good at all. 1 for 7 from 3, and then 5 for 6 from the line. He was the only player to miss a free throw. Very fitting. But yeah, JT, just scoring has not been there, but he clearly showed his facilitating abilities in Game 2 with 12 assists. Good for him. When he's not scoring, he can contribute in other ways. Derek White had 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 for 15 from the field, 4 for 10 from 3, 2 for 2 from the line, 3 steals and 2 blocks. These Celtics guards, man, they're just on clamps, bro. And then, yeah, obviously he had that game-saving chase down block. Tough. KP, not as good as Game 1, but he had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 4 for 7 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, and 2 blocks. And he only played 20 minutes again, so still not a bad stat line for the amount of time that he played. But, no, he didn't even play 20 minutes. Sorry, I think he played like 17 because in the third quarter, the end of the third quarter, he went down holding his leg. And he didn't come back, I believe. But that really helped the Mavericks. Mavericks went on a run after that. Definitely made it a closer game. So KP is the X factor. Okay, Celtics have like 4 freaking X factors, dude. I don't even know if you can call KP the X factor. But if KP is playing well, it is extremely hard to beat the Celtics. He's kind of like that seal the deal guy. Like if he's playing well, they're gonna win. So if he's not playing, that just opens up the series for the Mavs. So that really gives them a chance. So that's really interesting. I don't remember what his injury was. It had like a really funny name. He tore his medial retinaculum, which would allow for a dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon. Yeah, I don't really know what the hell that means. I just know it's in his leg. And KP's very injury prone, so there's a chance he might not play. He's questionable for Game 3 in Dallas. Series goes back to Dallas for Games 3 and 4. Must win Game 3 for Dallas. You cannot go down 3-0. Everyone knows that. Series is over. Bug, get out of here. Series is over if it's 3-0. Yeah, stakes are just astronomically high. And Kyrie needs to show up. Kyrie, you have to show up, buddy. Come on. We need some scoring, buddy. Let's go. Can't get swept. I swear, if this series ends in a sweep, I'm actually going to be so disappointed. Like, it's just lame. I hate sweeps. I want to see 7 games. I want to see 7 entertaining games. We need our money's worth. And if the Celtics are going to win the chip, it should at least be entertaining. Because if it's not, then that's just a lose-lose. And people are saying Kyrie is going to drop the hippie act and become a killer in games 3 and 4. We'll see. I mentioned that stat previously where he goes off in games 3 and 4. But we'll see. Tay Bum only averaging 17 points on 32% shooting in this series. It's only 2 games, but still. Saw this tweet earlier. Pretty sure it's true. Jason Tatum has the worst career finals shooting percentage since the NBA ABA merger. So that is 1977. Minimum 150 attempts. So every single player that has shot over 150 attempts in the NBA Finals since 1977 has a higher shooting percentage than Jason Tatum. That is hilarious. And this graphic is so funny. It says ice cold just in a huge font right behind Jason Tatum, and his right arm is just like ice and it's just shattering. That's really funny. I love to hit on Tatum. It's actually so much fun. Shout out McSorley. Fuck Tatum. Fuck Boston. Where was I? Yeah, the Finals MVP. It's looking like Drew or JB right now. It's kind of up for grabs. Obviously, it's only been 2 games. Don't want to jump to conclusions. Tatum, he facilitated in game 2, but could not hit a shot. It was ugly. 6 for 22. Not good. Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier, driving and kicking is so easy for the Celtics, especially with Luka or Gafford. They blow by Gafford all the time as well. If they switch Gafford onto the primary ball handler, they do that. They hunt for the mismatches. Everyone does that. They hunt for Luka and Gafford. But yeah, JT's 17 points per game, 32% from the field, on 19 field goal attempts a game, leading his team with 19 field goal attempts a game. JB's averaging 22 points on 56% field goal percentage on only 14 field goal attempts a game. And then Drew is averaging 19 points per game on 65% shooting from the field and only 11.5 field goal attempts a game. So Tatum has a lower points per game, a lower field goal percentage, and a much higher field goal attempts. Yeah, he's not looking like Finals MVP right now. So for my prediction, my want is Mavs in 7, but realistically, I don't know how feasible that is. So Celtics in 6, I guess. But nah, fuck that. Go Mavs. Mavs in 7. Let's go. All right. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. Share with your friends. Share with your family. Follow me on Instagram. All of the above. You know what to do. You can listen on Spotify if you're driving, if you're walking. And then obviously YouTube is a place to be. But yeah. Thank you guys for giving me your time. And stay locked in. Let's go.